Another 4 a.m. start. Another western adventure to start the season. This adventure, however, was different. This one started 12 long years ago when I first started applying for Montana mountain goats. Each year, calculating draw odds, putting in religiously, only to get that dreaded unsuccessful. Well, this year I was in for a surprise. After 12 years of applying and 12 years of hoping and a little different draw results, I finally had one of the most coveted tags in the West. All this culminated in a 31-hour, 2,145-mile journey to what promises to be the pinnacle of my hunting career so far. You know, driving from one side of the country to the other gives God plenty of time to think and second guess. Had I prepared myself enough physically? Was my gear up to the test? You know, I've been on lots of elk and deer hunts out west, but this was different. Didn't want to leave anything to chance. Did I have everything that I would need? Which gun would I carry? And then there was the smoke. You know, our region of Montana had been inundated with forest fires this summer. Would it clear in time? Would we even be able to film? I didn't have the answers to a lot of these questions, but this is my hunt. The day I had been looking forward to all my life was finally here. With one last check of the gear, we were on our way into my goat unit. It was finally time to climb, and climb we did. Didn't take long to find some goats. Little did we know at the time this was only going to be a small part of the challenge. And I'm sure there's more up there, but it's not going to do us any good tonight, so... during pre-scouting, we were fortunate enough we had somebody that could come out here this summer and look some for us, and also talking with the biologist for this region. It gave us a good idea where to start. We were actually in here last night and saw 4 or 5 no billies. We've got a pretty good idea where they are, but this is going to be really cool. Beautiful morning. It looks like it's flattened out. We've gained a lot of elevation, and there's places in here that go to 11,000 plus. So, although we're not at the top, we're really high. We're just banking on being able to try to spot something before we put a stalk on it. Because a lot of these things, it's going to take a day to get to them. So we're not just going to take off arbitrarily until we've got something in mind to take off after. It's going to be a lot of work. It was time to start up. We had spotted one mature goat in the band from last night. We planned a route that looked achievable and headed up. Gaining only a couple hundred yards an hour was taxing. We had expected this, but hadn't factored in just how much time it would take to reach our targets. Lots of brakes were in order. Having dreamed of hunting these things for years, seeing them in a spotting scope was almost surreal, especially when I had a tag in my pocket. Too short on time tonight, so it doesn't make any difference. They're a day away. We've got a few hours left. We'll keep moving. These first couple days were filled with goat sightings, but even with tons of miles on our boots already, we realized pretty quick that we were going to have to go even higher. The area we were hunting in was in the form of a canyon with sheer faces on both sides. There wasn't a, quote, long way around. We were going to have to find a way to go straight at them from below. Probably two of the shallowest ways to the top, or at least to get near the top. Just gotta try it. If you can't make it, back down, try a different direction. And day after day after day, this is what we did. Make 3 and 4 hour climbs to the top, only to find that the goats had disappeared. You know, Teddy Roosevelt referred to them as the white ghost. I was starting to understand that it didn't have anything to do with their color. That is awesome. You know, some people scoff at hunters that quote Fred Bear saying 20 foot up a tree is 20 foot closer to God. And those people have never stood right here. This is unbelievable. Beautiful. Climbed up here to the top again this morning. Trying to get on the herd that we've been seeing. We actually saw them from the very top of the mountain on the other side yesterday. Just spotted a couple nice ones over there. Looks like one of those is a good billy, but there's no human in the world that could get to where they're at. I always assumed that just getting this tag would be the hard part. After all, only 5% of non-residents that apply ever get one. It never really crossed my mind that I might not get my goat. But as we wound down to the last days, this was slowly becoming a reality. You know, after one Iron Man climb to the top and back, we were out of gas. Yet we turned up the hill every morning anyway. By now our feet were bloody and our muscles made it hard to walk on flat ground, let alone climbing these hills. I wouldn't have had it any other way though. I wanted to earn it. That's why I was doing this hunt on my own. And don't worry, it's not over yet. I've got a deer hunt I can cancel next month and come back. If winter doesn't show up before we can get back, we'll have one more crack at it. The goat gods must have been smiling on us. Winter was late to the high country this year, but it was coming hard. We were a few days in front of a winter storm, so after a quick gun check, we were straight off to the mountain. No other place on earth that you can see something like that. A huge flock of snow geese. We're at about 8,000 feet. The peaks you see on the other side are about 10,000. And they are literally almost at eye level coming across. It's amazing. After all we'd put ourselves through on the first trip, look what we find less than a mile from the truck. Things were looking up already. Got two spotted up there already. It's our first evening in here. We just wanted to take a walk and kind of give it a check out. We really don't have time to climb today. We've got two up here about 600 yards, but they're actually moving around in the green timber, so I can't tell exactly what they are. Stick with them though, just in case something great happens and they come down, on a spot that we might be able to retrieve them. We've got weather coming in tomorrow. Looks like winter's finally going to show up out here. It's going to be 30s and snowing for the next 4 or 5 days that are in the forecast, and I don't know what's beyond that. So it's been holding out quite a while out here, and looks like it's going to hit. So the sooner we can get something done, the better chance we're going to have. Keep your fingers crossed. Well, let's try it. Let's get right out here and drop pack, set up, see what happens. Okay, guys. I'm trying to keep my eye off it. If they look like something's getting really nervous, we're going to stop right then, okay? Go to just one more corner. Okay.
Go to so too. I see him move around up there. It's fine, but still they don't have him in the camera.
He's coming back up for sure.
I see him up there. Okay. He's in camera. Good. He's in camera. You're good, brother. Whenever you feel it.
One limb over this goat's vital saved his life. He slowly moved over the spine and he was gone. A huge wave of disappointment washed over us until we realized we had another goat on the side of the face. But there he is. try to shoot that thing right now. Zipped him. You see it? It's going down. Right there. Something else. That's it. You know, I just got thinking on the trail on the way out about all the highs and the lows in this trip, and the trip before. Whole goat season, really. I mean, it's one of the hardest things I've ever done, but obviously one of the most rewarding too. I mean, I'm truly blessed to be able to get this. I thank God for having the health and the opportunity. Also, something I don't do enough of, I thank my wife and my family for putting up with my addiction to get out here and do this stuff. They're just absolutely as supportive as anybody out there, and way more important than this goat is. You know, what do you say? It's just been a heck of a trip. Physically exhausting, mentally taxing. It's like I said earlier, if you get a chance, you got to try to do this. This is absolutely the hunt of a lifetime.